Hi guys, welcome back to my video blogs. Thank you all so much for watching them. I find this such an easier way to connect with you rather than typing. And I also find that it's a lot quicker for me, so therefore I'm giving back and answering a lot more information and content of what you guys are wanting to know. So the question at the moment that I'm getting asked quite a bit is meal planning and how I particularly plan meals and lunches and dinners for my family. So as many of you will be aware, we have quite a large family. We have a family of 6. So when meal planning for us, there's a lot of considerations that need to go into it. So I'll break it down into segments of twins food, boys food, Nathan and I's food, so that you can get a bit more understanding on how I plan out our week. We sort of do it half and half because we want our meat to be fresh and our meals to be fresh. Many of you are aware that I do meal prep Sundays, where I basically just cook and prepare for the week ahead of us so that I can be as organised as possible coming into the week with work and school. So the way that I do start my meal planning for the week is take into a few considerations. Obviously budget. We are not wanting to spend a whole bunch of money making different meals every single night without using any leftovers or without taking into consideration the groceries and items that we may have in our pantry or fridge. So the first thing I do when meal planning, number 1, is check the fridge and the pantry to see what we currently have in there and what I can utilise in this week's meal prep. Number 2, check with the boys about their preferences. I'm sure that it's not just my children, but one week they may absolutely love something, eat it every single day, brag about how good it is, and then the next week they don't like that. That's disgusting, they would never eat that. So I check with them. Number 2 is preferences of what they want to have. Number 3 is the nutrients. I am a big believer in having a lot of variety in your diet, and I don't think that eating, for example, fish every single day is going to fulfill all of those nutritional needs. I myself am not vegan or vegetarian. I do eat meat, and I feel my body really lacks iron, and I need to have red meat once a week in order to really make sure that my hormones and my iron levels are up where they need to be. So that's another consideration, is nutrients. Next, from there, I create a shopping list of things that we need to buy in order to make those meal plans work for us for the week. Always checking to make sure what we've got in the pantry to be able to utilise for the week of meals ahead of us before going out and buying them again. So the way that I plan our meals out is I have these meal planners that I'm going to upload just the template onto my website so that you can download them. I did get them printed into pads, so you can see here. Each week I can just write it down and then rip them off and put it on the fridge so that everyone knows what we're having, when we're having it, and that I can feel really organised. I generally feel so much more productive when I do plan ahead for the week with work, with lunches, with everything, and I like to be organised and on top of things. So I'm actually going to do this today with you, how I would do it at home. So for example, the recipe that I chose before is just from my kids eat, so it's quinoa popcorn chicken. So let's say that for dinner they're going to have that. Quinoa, popcorn, chicken, which means the following day for lunch is going to be that for the boys for school. So I fill that in. So far, remembering the only ingredient that I'm needing to purchase is fresh chicken. Now, every meal that I serve to the boys, I put either vegetables or salad, depending on what we've got in the fridge. So that's the last thing that I do write down in the shopping list, because another recipe may call for carrots, for example, so I'm going to have to buy carrots. And rarely would I ever use an entire bag of carrots in one recipe. So that's perfect because I can use those as leftovers in the salad or vegetables. So that's how I do that. But yeah, I always serve a salad or vegetables with the boys with dinner, and I'll usually either serve rice, quinoa, or couscous. They are obsessed with wholemeal couscous with their main meals as well, depending on how hungry they are. So that's the boys' dinner and lunch. So this is what we're up to so far. So Monday dinner, Monday lunch. And then, so my children in particular have a smoothie every single day for breakfast. Personal preference, we started doing the smoothies when we discovered Ryder's eczema was dietary related in relation to dairy and wheat. So he has a smoothie in the morning and he has it with banana, oat milk, honey, spirulina. I'll sometimes put kale leaves in there depending if they're watching me. It's a good way to add extra greens into their day without them even knowing about the added ingredients. And oats. So that's his little eczema buster smoothie that they have most mornings. He does occasionally have Vita Brits instead of the smoothie, but usually most mornings he will just have a smoothie. So I'll write that in for the breakfasts. So I've gone ahead and written smoothies in there for the boys for breakfast, and then we have the twins breakfast to fill in. So the girls at the moment have been having fruit with some multigrain cereal that we buy. We buy it from iHerb in America. It's just got probiotics built into it. And we have been adding in some goat's yogurt or some Koyo, which is coconut yogurt. We just purchased them from Flannery's, which is our local health food store. I'm sure you can purchase them pretty much anywhere, so that's not really required for me to put it on here. However, I will go ahead and add that to the shopping list so that I know to purchase that. That's something that we have to purchase regularly, so that's not something that I'll just have in the pantry, so I need to make sure that I do keep on top of that. And then my breakfasts. So I am always in a hurry in the morning, so we have to leave our house at 7:30 to get out the door to get the boys to school. So I usually have overnight oats, and in my overnight oats you'll see my recipe. It's on my website, in my books, everywhere. I leave it overnight and just scoff it down in the morning. Makes breakfast super easy for me. So again, something that I can literally just write down and add that in. So I'll go ahead and add overnight oats for myself into the breakfast part of the meal planner. Now, because I'm wanting to ensure that I'm using the leftover food from dinner to lunch the next day, I will plan out Monday's dinner first. The other thing that I need to take into consideration is the freshness of the meat and vegetables that I am purchasing. So I usually purchase or do our grocery shop on Saturday or Sunday, and then again on Wednesday evening. This is just personal preference. I am a bit funny about meat, and I really like to make sure that it's always fresh. So I do my groceries on either Saturday morning and then meal prep on Sunday, and then I won't eat the food after Wednesday evening, and then I cook again. So every week Thursday night we have dinner with my mother-in-law, so that's something that I need to mark onto the calendar. So if you know for the week that you've got certain things on, put that straight away into your calendar or before your meal planner for the week, so that you're not over catering for yourself and ending up with lots of leftovers and lots of food that you're not going to eat. That'll also save time and also your budget. So Thursday night meal dinner, I'm just going to cross that out. Now, taking into consideration what I have just mentioned, meal 5, which is dinner for the boys for Monday, this is something that I'm wanting to make sure that I can use and utilise throughout the week until I do the groceries again on Wednesday night. So I'm going to make this meal a mincemeat meal. I find mincemeat super, super versatile, and the boys just love the amount of dishes that I can make with it. So if you're not wanting to purchase mincemeat yourself, you are able to whip that up in the food processor or the Thermomix. Super, super easy to do, just blitz it. But if you are wanting to purchase it, I do recommend that you get either the 5-star lean cut, or purchasing the Heart Smart Super Lean, the ones with the least amount of fat in it. You can generally see the colour difference as well if you are purchasing, if you're not blending it up yourself. And then from there, Monday's dinner. So I let the boys choose a recipe from here, and I will go with that from whatever they choose. So this one just landed on taco cups. They're like a Mexican variation and the boys absolutely love them. So let's go with that one for lunch for Monday. And again, I would involve the boys. If I was doing this at home, I would let them choose the meals that they wanted and work it around from there. I honestly believe that kids, if they don't choose what they want, they're not going to eat it. So taco cups on Monday. Now, remembering that I've got a lot of leftover mincemeat from that, so I can just cook up extra batches and utilise that throughout the week. So on Monday afternoon or evening after they've had dinner, I'm actually going to use those to make savoury muffins for their lunch the following day. I'm just going to go ahead and write that in here. Now I'm going to make enough for 2 days of lunches. So as you can see there, Tuesday, savoury muffins, Wednesday, savoury muffins, taco cups for the Monday. So that's perfect, meaning that I'm not going to have to purchase any extra ingredients and I'm not wasting leftovers. So from there, I will then have to have a lunch option for Monday. So this is something that I would pre-plan on Sunday and cook Sunday. So I've already got, these are the things that I look for: red meat, fish, chicken, or a bean or vegetarian dish. So I've already got a mincemeat option for dinner and a mincemeat option for lunch. But I'm still able to utilise that mincemeat, but I'm going to do it later on in the week after I've done my Wednesday night shop. That way I'm spreading it out throughout the week. So I'm going to add in a chicken dish, and I'm actually going to utilise the chicken that I use on Monday lunchtime for Tuesday dinner. Hope this all makes sense. So I'm going to make wraps with chicken for Monday's dinner, and then I'm going to just pick it up. First thing it landed on, chicken burgers. They'll be happy with that. So then Tuesday night they're going to have chicken burgers for dinner. That way, again, I'm utilising all of my ingredients that I'm not having to purchase. So whenever I'm making a dish for the boys, I'll always serve it with either a salad or vegetables. I don't usually put that on the meal planner, purely because most of the recipes that I make will include, for example, carrots. So a whole bag of carrots I would never use in an entire recipe, but I'll be left over with carrots. So I can utilise that in salads or vegetables for other meals throughout the week. That ensures that I'm not purchasing more products that I need to have. So this is where we're at the moment. So we've got all of our breakfasts, overnight oats, that's mine, I just ran out of time, and then lunch and dinners. So I've still got halfway there already, and it's only 7 minutes in, so that's pretty good. Then we've got lunch that we need to cater for. So that's chicken Monday, chicken Tuesday, savoury muffins, which has mincemeat in it, which makes it extra filling for them and they really enjoy it. And that's mincemeat as well. So they've got mince, chicken. So I'm actually going to put Atlantic salmon on Wednesday night for dinner. Now, because I do my grocery shopping on a Wednesday evening, I can quickly stop past the fish shop and pick it up fresh. This Atlantic salmon, we've got an amazing local seafood shop close to us, has the best Atlantic salmon. And if you're following the BOD program, you'll see that a lot of what the BOD has in it is Atlantic salmon, super high in like fats, like essential fats that you really need, especially as a female, skin production, hair production, and I love Atlantic salmon and so do the kids, so I'm going to add that one in. Now, see, everything has a cause. So Atlantic salmon on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm actually going to make fish patties. Boys love these. If you've never made them before, make them with either sweet potato, onion, into a patty. So they're more like a potato base as such, but they taste so good. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see that. And then we've got Thursday dinner. Thursday dinner's crossed off because we're always out on a Thursday for dinner. Friday night, Saturday night and Sunday night dinners are usually a bit more elaborate because I have the time to be able to dedicate to do them. So if I was going to plan out from here, I've done my grocery shopping on a Wednesday night again and picked up things that I needed to get. I'm back to the start of things that I obviously need, so I'm more than happy to go and purchase more chicken, steak, mincemeat, fish, whatever I'm needing to get. So from here, again, trusty book. Trying to find something that's a bit harder to create so that I can give you guys a few more options of what is out there. Healthy pizzas, that's a great idea. We quite often will do that on a Saturday night. I let the boys choose the ingredients themselves. They add their pizzas together and they make them. They love them. Again, if you follow my Snapchat, you will see that Nathan and I make pizzas all the time. Healthy, amazing, delicious pizzas. You can also put leftover chicken on there. For Sundays, I do make up batches of 100-gram serves of chicken to be able to utilise throughout the week. If I've forgotten anything, if the boys are hungry after school, they can snack on them. So I would generally use one of those bags for the healthy pizzas to add as a topping. Alright, so, sorry. If you can see there, I still don't have a Friday lunchtime for the boys. So I've got dinner, and I've still got dinners for Saturday and Sunday to go, but I will probably go back to lunchtime here first and come up with an option for Friday lunch before I go ahead and plan the dinners, because I am not wanting to get too far ahead of myself. And I'm actually going to the same page. So quinoa popcorn chicken, super delicious. The boys love it. It's easy to make. It's chicken, so it's fairly cheap. I can buy that in bulk for the week, and they can take that to school. You can actually also add them into wraps and make them into like a chicken wrap. I'm just going to add that in here. Okay. So I'm going to leave the weekend blank for now and then fill it in as I go. So the boys go to school, obviously 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and they have 2 different breaks in the morning. So they've got a healthy snack break, which means they're allowed to take a piece of fruit or vegetables, something that they can eat quickly within 10 minutes. And they have that break at about 9:30, I believe. And then they have a morning tea break or a recess break. And that's when they have like their banana breads or something like that. So this, I think, can either be the make or break in your budget, is your morning teas. The other week when I was doing my Meal Prep Sunday Snapchats, I really took notice of the amount of options that were available to parents when I went down the aisles. I don't normally even bother going down those aisles. So, for example, a pack of muesli bars for a pack of 6 was about $6. LCM bars, they're super expensive. I think they retail for about $2 or $3 a bar. So there's just so many better options out there. So I'll list a couple of options that I do regularly make on Meal Prep Sundays, but I usually only choose 2 or 3 from these options, and then I'll either freeze them, because otherwise it's just a waste, because they can only 1 per day for 5 days. So I either make muesli bars, pikelets. Now the pikelets I fill with jam and then put Glad wrap around them and store them in the fridge. They only seem to last for about 2 days in the fridge, so it's not really a time efficient way of going about morning tea, but the boys love them. So I usually only do those for Mondays and Tuesdays. So I'll add those in. So pikelets for morning tea for Monday and Tuesday. For the rest of the week, I will freeze what I make on a Sunday and pull them out the night before so that it's the perfect cool temperature by the time they have morning tea that day. So muesli bars, banana bread, blueberry bread, coconut bread. I'll show you a couple of the options in this book so that you can get a real understanding about banana bread, coconut bread. So many delicious food. Blueberry bread. And I just sort of rotate it as we go. Waffles, another great one for school. You can make heaps of different shapes depending on the waffle irons that you've got at home. Granola bars. The options are literally endless for morning teas. So I'm just going to make, for ease of use and for what you guys see on my Snapchat, banana bread is my go-to option. I know they love it. I know they eat it. Super nutrient dense because there's so many bananas and it's super filling. They love that. So I'm going to go ahead and write in banana bread and I'm going to alternate it because remember I've put these in the freezer and I can just grab these out as I go. So it's not something that I'm really going to have to take into consideration that's going to go off in the fridge. So I can put banana bread and blueberry bread in the freezer and pull them out as I need to. That also cuts down on time for preparation because I'm obviously not going to need to make that every single week. As I mentioned before about the boys having a healthy snack, so in the mornings at about 9:30 at their school, they'll either have a piece of fruit or an apple or a vegetable in the mornings at 9:30, so that's included in there as well. So there'll always be fruit or vegetable during that line. They don't get an afternoon tea, so I probably should have pushed them down a bit so that you could see exactly what they were eating. And then Saturdays and Sundays. Because we are home most Saturdays and Sundays, we work Saturday mornings most mornings, but I don't usually meal plan for Saturdays and Sundays, and we'll usually let them decide what they want or have a homemade pizza or we'll cook the meal together. So as you can see here, this is the meal planner that I've made. This one here in particular is just for the boys. So they've got smoothies, pikelets, banana bread, blueberry bread, banana bread, wraps, savoury muffins, fish patties, quinoa popcorn chicken, taco cups, chicken burgers, Atlantic salmon and pizza. Super delicious food, super easy, and all of this is not going to cost you an arm and a leg. And it's always going to be super healthy and fresh food, and you know that you're only going to have to go to the groceries twice a week. I really like being super prepared and organised and knowing exactly what we're having for the week and being really on top of it. So for myself, I used to do the exact same thing, except I'd make sure that all of my nutrients added up to what I needed them to add up to. It depends on your goals and what you're really wanting to achieve with your goals as to how strict you are on a nutritional plan. If you really are wanting to tone up, lose weight, you do need to stick to a nutritional plan to a T. If you're literally just wanting to maintain a healthy lifestyle, do something similar to this and stick to it because you will be budgeting, you'll be saving money, and you'll be knowing that you're eating healthy and regularly consuming the nutrients that you need to consume daily. So that's what I do in order to meal plan for the boys. Now for the twins with this meal plan, I would literally feed them the exact same things that I've given to the boys and blitz them up if needed. They're nearly 10 months old now, so it's gotten to a point where they're really good eaters and we're able to feed them pretty much what we're having for dinner and just blitz it up a bit or add some vegetables into it, and they're fine to do that. So I'm not having to really cater too much and change too much of the variations of the meal plans of what I'm already doing with the boys. Now, a lot of people keep asking me this one, is what does a day in the life for food look like for me? So before the bod was released, I was doing a similar thing to that. But now that I have the bod, it's so easy for me because I'm able to literally open my book and it'll tell me exactly what to eat and when to eat it. I'm trying to show you this. So for example, Monday, week 4, breakfast, peanut butter cup smoothie. All of the recipes are included in the books. So you know exactly what you're having. So you've got a protein energy bar, which is a homemade protein bar, and 2 rice cakes. For lunch, you've got a wrap with either chicken, tuna, egg, tofu, a mountain bread rye wrap, and mixed salad. So you could have lettuce, tomato, cucumber, carrots. Afternoon tea, you've got boiled eggs, rice cakes, cottage cheese, and hummus. And then for dinner, you've got lean steak with salad and roast pumpkin. So that's one day's worth. So this is all done for me. So now my life's just made so much easier, and that's why I sort of developed this, because I didn't want to have to really keep doing that for myself every single week, but I wanted to make sure that I was getting everything that I needed to get in. So by being able to just refer to that, that's what I'm following, so it's super easy for me. And I hope that covers a lot of the questions that I've been getting asked, and I hope that helps you all with shopping and budgeting, because when I posted that Snapchat about how much we spend on a weekly shop, everyone was so shocked. For a family of 6, we spend between $250 and $300 a week, and that includes formula because both of our twins are on formula. Formula is super expensive. It's $20 a tin, and we go through a tin every 1.5 days. So that's something that's our biggest expense, and that's including nappies, wipes, formula, and everything that we need for the girls as well. So the good thing as well about meal planning is that after you've created an entire week's meal plan for you and your family, you're able to just rip the template off and keep that for future reference, or to be able to reuse it. So if you get about 5 to 8 weeks worth of meal plans, it's a perfect amount to be able to rotate it if you run out of time to be able to do this weekly. The only thing that'll obviously need to change is your shopping list, depending on what you do have in the pantry or in the fridge available that week. So I hope that that's covered a couple of the questions that I'm getting asked. So today the books that I've used is My Kids Eat. The bod was the one that I showed you that I've been following. That's got all of the recipes, nutrition plan, everything in there. And then these meal planner templates. Make sure that you check out my blog, because I will put these up so that you guys can just download and print them off. And hopefully that makes your life a little bit easier as well. But as always, any more questions or any other topics that you're wanting me to cover, please make sure that you do let me know on my Instagram. I'll stick the handle there, and I'll speak to you guys soon.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
That don't kill me, can only make us stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much stronger. Man,